stream in the world coming right now. We're live, and I didn't even know we're live. So fuck, shit. Let me take another drink, man.
What's the occasion?
I don't care.
That's some cheap stuff too. I live right down from a liquor store, and I went there one day to get some Bacardi, and it was like a big old jug of that shit. It was barely $15.
I bought there's four sizes. You can get the little bitty size, this size, a little bit bigger size, and then the large size. This was $9. I like it because I like cinnamon. So I like I said, I showed Anzo here, like I had like a bottle of this already. And then I bought some rum chata for my coffee, so I'm like double drinking. So
that stuff burns, but it's going down, buddy.
You should have seen me in my Batman stream earlier, dude. I was out, man. I was like, I don't know what the fuck going on. I streamed Batman earlier, and the stream kept going out. And I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? So I messaged a friend of mine, and we were offline trying to fix it. Come to find out, there was like a program that was downloaded on my computer that was crashing my stream. So I found it, deleted it, and then I was able to stream Batman better. So, yeah, guys. So, David Ayer, man, the Ayer cut. We talked about this a little bit last night, but we didn't go into full detail because I wanted to save it for my video this morning. But, yeah, my thoughts on this, and I already got backlash from my video where people were like, well, you said that about the Snyder cut. You're going to eat your words again. I'm not saying that the Ayer cut doesn't exist. I'm saying I just don't want to fucking see it. There's a difference.
Neither do I, man. Like, especially if it's just gonna be pure Joker. Nah.
Yeah. Like. Oh, we got a super chat coming in right off the bat. Bennett says, "Sorry, I wasn't at the last live stream. I was looking for a person who asked for the Ayer cut." Hey, man. Hey, we had a couple new stream bosses. So yeah, that happened, and yeah, just we were playing Batman, just drinking, having fun, and we got a couple new stream bosses. I'm gonna be streaming some more Batman after this, and yeah. But
it's gonna be a headache tomorrow, buddy.
Dude, I'm off for the next 2 days. I don't give a fuck. I'll get up around 2:00 in the afternoon. Me and Adam's going to the drive-in movie theater. I've never been to a drive-in movie theater in my entire life. We're going to a drive-in movie theater, and they're playing Superman. It's a double feature. The original Superman movie, the Christopher Reeves one, the Superman one, and then the Michael Keaton Batman. So the first movie starts at 9. It's Superman, and then after that is Batman, and it's only $6 a person to get in. So
cool.
So tomorrow night will not be a live stream because I'll be at the movies until about 2 a.m. But I'll try to get some.
You think?
What's that?
They're gonna have it remastered, or you don't know?
No. The drive-in. There's a drive-in at the town next to me, and every week they have double features of old movies.
Gotcha.
So a couple weeks ago, before the lockdown, they had E.T. and Jurassic Park playing. So this week they're doing Superman and Batman, and I'm not a big fan of the Batman 1989 Batman. I think it's okay, but I love Superman. Like that's my movie, you know. So to see Superman,
it would have been better if it was Superman 2.
Yes, it would have been better if it was a Superman 1 and Superman 2 double feature, especially since both those movies were filmed at the same time. They kind of go together. But still, being a little kid, I didn't get to see that movie in theaters because it came out in the 70s. I was born in 84. So to see that movie on the big screen, it's going to be pretty special for me. And then I'll fall asleep during Batman. I don't care.
You didn't like that Batman?
No, I like it. I just don't like it as much as other people like it. I think the Christopher Nolan Batman is better than the Michael Keaton, Tim Burton Batman. So.
I think Dark Knight is. I don't think the other two are.
I thought Batman for me as a kid, Batman came out in 89. I was born in 84, so I was like 7 when it came out. I thought it was boring as a kid. Wow. As a kid, I looked at it, I was like, well, this is boring. But there was no other Batman on the screen, so that's all we had. So I bought the Batman cereal and I dressed it up like Batman. But to me, like because Superman 2 came out right before that, and I was like super like kneel before Zod and running around with a cape around my neck and everything. Batman came out, I was like, okay. Batman Returns, I was a fan of. I like Batman Returns. But the first one, I wasn't a super big fan of the first Batman. I just felt it was like really slow paced.
So you like the Penguin better than the Joker?
Well, not that. It felt like there was more action in Batman Returns, where the first Batman was kind of slow up until the end. And to be honest with you, as like a 5-year-old, that movie scared the shit out of you, especially when the Joker fell into chemicals and whatnot. But Batman Returns, I mean, you had Michelle Pfeiffer, who was fucking drop dead gorgeous. We had the Penguin, who was creepy, and there was a lot more action going on in the movie. So, but Superman, to me as a kid, Superman was better because you had that great music, the dun 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 dun, and then Superman was like bright and colorful and just and then Chris is in here. Chris is like, you crazy? Batman is the best Batman movie ever. No, Batman Begins is the best Batman movie ever.
Ooh, no.
What would you say? Don't say Dark Knight, please, God. Don't say Dark Knight.
If I had to pick one, I would pick Dark Knight. I really would.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna tell you why though. I love.
I'll drink to that.
I love the Joker in that movie. That made the movie for me. I wasn't a real big fan of Christian Bale's Batman because I don't like his voice. Right? I just can't.
I agree with that.
I can't take his voice. It throws me out of the movie. But just the Joker in that movie made that movie for me.
In my opinion here, and Nicholas comes in with super chat, Christopher Reeves and Superman, exactly, buddy. But in my opinion, Christian Bale was the best Bruce Wayne. Michael Keaton was the best Batman.
Okay, I could give you that.
If I could take and merge the
between those two or overall?
No, overall, out of everybody who played Batman and Bruce Wayne, like Christian Bale played a great Bruce Wayne, but like Anzo said, as Batman, he's like, "Where's my trigger?" Like he was really weird. Where Michael Keaton played a more calm, scary type Batman. Second, I would say Ben Affleck is probably the second best Batman, but I did not like Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. I think Christian Bale played the best Bruce Wayne.
Okay, I could deal with that. I like Ben Affleck as Batman.
I like Ben all the way around.
Yeah, me too. I do. I
love Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm sad that we're not.
There's a rumor that he might be coming back. It's talks now.
There is a rumor that he might be coming back. Yeah, there is a rumor. I've seen that rumor.
I would definitely be down for that. Because remember when he became everybody, he said he was going to play Batman. Everybody freaked out. Oh my God, no Ben Affleck, no Ben Affleck. And then when he came out and
he killed it.
Yeah.
I remember, like weird things about like times, like you ever go back to like, I don't know about you, Anzo, because you live in Canada, but like certain things in history, like the bombing of the World Trade Center, like you remember where you were when you heard that news. I remember where I was when I heard Ben Affleck was Batman. I was at work, I was going to break, and I remember my wife said, Ben Affleck's going to play Batman. I stopped, looked around, I'm like, I'm okay with that.
Me too.
And I went on with my business, because dude, I'm sorry. I love Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I think Ben Affleck is a very underrated actor that gets a lot of bullshit.
He does, absolutely. And me personally, I wasn't a big fan of Daredevil, but it wasn't because of Ben Affleck.
Exactly. And I think too many times people blame the actors for the movie, but you could have the world's greatest actor. To me, the two best actors ever is Tom Hanks and Denzel Washington. You can have those two great actors, and if the movie's not good, they can still put out the best performance ever, but it's not their fault.
Absolutely.
They done had bombs, especially Denzel Washington. He done had bombs before.
Denzel Washington and Tom Hanks have never had a movie that bombed that I know of.
Me neither.
I seen a movie called
What's the one when he was like the chief on that island? That movie didn't do well.
Out of Time, I think it was.
That didn't do well at all.
Well, yeah, it's just they're still just, they're good actors. I don't blame the actors. The actors only got so much to work with sometimes, so that's why, like, in the Fantastic Four movie that just came out with Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller and all those were great actors. The movie just wasn't good. Well, like, if you see Michael B. Jordan in anything else, like whether it's Fruitvale Station, Creed, he's fantastic. You look at Miles Teller, you look at him at like Spectacular Now or Whiplash, like fantastic actors. It's just Fantastic Four just wasn't a good movie, So I don't blame Ben Affleck, and I'm actually excited. I hope the rumors are true that he does come back to come back as Batman, because it's sad that he's not going to be in it. Let me get to the super chat. Edward comes in. The Dark Knight is fantastic, but the problem is Batman is overshadowed by the Joker and Harvey Dent. As Batman movie, Mask of Phantasm is better. I always classify Mask of Phantasm as a different category since it's an animated movie. I know a lot of people like to use it as their favorite movie for Batman. I still go Batman Begins is my favorite. And I'll explain why. Because maybe I'm a sucker for origin stories. I just love the chemistry between man, maybe I shouldn't have drunk so much. The guy who played Ra's al Ghul.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson and Christian Bale. I love the chemistry. Like when they're sitting around the campfire and he's like, if you do this, you become something much more. And he's like, what? He's like, a legend, Mr. Wayne. And I love the training and the philosophy that he puts in. And you understand Bruce Wayne when he goes back to Gotham. He's like, I'm not just going to do this. I'm going to become a symbol. And it's the first time in any Batman movie where you understand that it isn't about him being being Batman. It's about him being a symbol for the people to scare corruption. So that's why Batman Begins is my favorite, is because of the philosophy and storytelling and the acting behind it. Heath Ledger just completely takes over The Dark Knight to where it's not even a Batman movie. It's a Joker movie,
I'll agree.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Danny. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just saying I agree with y'all when he doing that yelling part, like that ain't the Batman. I mean, I've seen on some shows that people try to get people to say something, then Batman and go and just whisper in their ear. And they shake. I would have done more like that.
Another reason why I always put Batman Begins over Dark Knight is Dark Knight is a fantastic film. I just rewatched it like last month. So it still holds up. It's a fantastic film. But the whole part of him going to like Hong Kong or China to get that guy, so out of place. You could have took that whole thing out of the movie, and the movie would have been like 20 minutes shorter and would have worked just fine. But
I'm gonna tell you what makes me say that Ben Affleck is the best Batman. If you watch Batman v Superman, just the first 10 seconds when or was it Justice League? I think it's Justice League. When he has that parademon. Oh yeah, he's catching that guy. That was Justice League. Yeah, that is Batman. That is Batman. That is Batman.
The reason why I like Batman, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Danny.
Good.
But the reason why I like Ben Affleck so much as Batman is because of Batman v Superman. He started off as this character who was so angry as Superman. And all he wanted to do was kill Superman because he thought he was the cause of this threat. And I remember the scene he had with Jeremy Irons where he's like, if there's even a 5% chance, then we have to treat it as a certainty. And meanwhile, the whole time, Alfred's like, he is not our enemy. But Batman is so far gone at this point that when Superman dies, he finally realizes, I fucked up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So people give Batman v Superman a lot of shit, but if you watch the Ultimate Cut, it's a really, really good movie. Good movie.
And you know what? Everybody always complains about that Martha scene, right?
Yeah.
That scene didn't have a problem with me, but if you're gonna do that, right? I always say this. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, but at the end where he's dancing, I'm like, come on now, really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna complain about the Martha scene, you've got to complain.
I'm gonna tell you what I read too, and I don't know if it's true. Let me know if it is. That suit that had the jokes on you. Yeah, I was told that was
Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson. Yeah.
That's what Zack Snyder said. Yeah, Zack Snyder said it was Dick Grayson. But here's the thing. Now, if you watch the Batman v Superman that was in theaters, because that movie was already bad because the studio cut so much shit out of it, it just didn't make sense. It's like, why is this black lady testifying, and what's the deal with all? Like, the movie just didn't make sense because the studio went in and took major chunks out. So by the time you get to the Martha scene, you're like, this is just ridiculous. But when you watch the Ultimate Cut, everything pieces together perfectly. So even if the Martha scene doesn't really work, you forgive it because everything else works. And you understand why Zack Snyder did that, because it shows that Superman is human, just like Batman, even though he's not, because I understand what they were doing. But the problem was the theatrical cut was just so bad that,
it just added on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much longer is the other cut, the other version?
The original cut is 2 hours and 30 minutes. The Ultimate Cut is 3 hours. So they cut 30 minutes of it. But the problem is they
get that in the
all the important stuff out. They cut all. I'm sorry. What was that, Dan?
Where can you get a copy of that from?
What, the Ultimate Cut?
Yeah,
you can get it on Blu-ray. Hold on 1 second. I'll show you.
I've never seen that version.
You never seen that version? They explain a lot in that one. They explain, like, at the beginning where he goes to the save Lois, they explain a lot more from that scene with Jimmy and everything. Yeah, it's a lot more fleshed out, to be honest with you.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, it's definitely better. Definitely a better cut of the movie.
Yeah, so what they did was, after the Blu-ray came out, they also released a Ultimate Cut. You can get it digital. You can get it on Blu-ray. I got the 4K copy, but this is what the Ultimate Cut looks like. It has all three of them on, and it says the Ultimate Cut right there. And right there it says extended with 30 extra minutes, because the original was 230. This is 3 hours even, and it's rated R. And
I have that one too.
Yeah, and it's just a better version of the movie, because when the studio went in and cut everything, they cut the wrong shit out. They cut all the important stuff out. What they should have done was cut all the flashbacks out. Because you remember when he was having visions of, like, Superman going bad and Apocalypse and Darkseid and the Flash? They should have cut all that out for the theatrical cut, because that didn't make sense unless you got the other part of the movie, which was Just League, which they ended up fucking up. But they should have cut that out. Instead, they cut out all the important stuff. Like, Superman legit goes to Africa, fights these people, and then you have this lady testifying, and we're like, why are they blaming Superman? This doesn't make any sense. And then you find out in the Ultimate Cut that Lex Luthor hired people to set people on fire to make it look like Superman beamed them to death with his eye. Like, it just explains a whole lot more. And unfortunately, that's where I created the David P. Dumbass character, because of, like, WB was just dumb. Like, oh yeah, like, all this shit. Anyway, we got a bunch of super chats coming in. Let me get to them, and then we'll continue on. But yeah, Danny, you should be able to pick this up pretty cheap now. Yeah, I think it's like, you probably pick it up for like $10-15.
All right, I'll check that out.
If nothing else, try get it digitally, because I own 2 copies of it. I own it digitally because they released it like a month early digitally, and I'm like, I gotta watch this shit. And when it came out on Blu-ray, I was like, I gotta get it again. So Bennett Latimer comes in. If you're making yourself more than just a man, if you devote yourself to an ideal, if they can't stop you, then you become something else entirely. What's that? A legend, Mr. Wayne. And that is what, like, I got goosebumps. I don't know if it's because I'm drunk, but, like, I got goosebumps, man.
Fireball.
Oh man, dude, I'm fucked up. I'm not gonna tell you, dude. Bennett comes in.
The fireball is dangerous, boy, because it sneaks up on you.
It does. It does.
It sneaks up on you.
Bennett comes in with another super chat. The Two-Face scene in The Dark Knight is my favorite scene in the trilogy. I gotta be honest with you. I love the actor. What was his name? Something Earhart, right? Like, Josh, not Josh Earhart. Whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. He was the one in the Olympus Has Fallen and stuff. He's a fantastic actor. To me, Two-Face was just sort of like an afterthought in that movie. You know, they what they should have done
much better than Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh yeah, well,
absolutely.
Tommy Lee Jones was a cartoon character, but what they Aaron Eckhart, thank you, ACF. But what they should have done was leave Two-Face for the third film. Instead, I understand what they did. It was like basically taking the best of all of us. What's that?
It wouldn't have made sense if they'd done that the way the Joker could comprise the whole thing to break Harvey.
Yeah.
So that I don't think it would have made sense if they wouldn't have put him in.
Because that's my biggest problem with Dark Knight. It's a fantastic film, but it's a Joker movie. Joker did everything in that movie. Joker was the standout. He was the one that turned Two-Face. Like, he did everything. If they would have just ended the movie with the Joker just being captured and then leave Two-Face for the second movie, it would have made, or for the third movie, it would have made more sense. But because we see Harvey Dent transform into Two-Face and then he died at the end. So everything with Harvey Dent, we were introduced and he's killed in the same movie. And it was just too rushed. And I like the character. I like the whole you know, you either die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Like, the ideals of him was good, and I love the story that they told. I just feel like we didn't get enough of him.
I agree.
And I like that. And I like the way he used a two-headed coin, because you said you make your own luck.
Yes.
You never knew about the coin having the same size, so that was cool that they did that.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, they could have kept everything the same, had Joker create him and everything, but then had him go off and do something else, and then finish the movie with Joker. And
but why is it both DC and Marvel kill off their villains? I don't understand that.
Marvel does that a lot more than DC, though.
Well, like, DC killed off. Well, I would have never killed off Jack Nicholson.
DC killed off Zod. They killed off in Batman v Superman. They killed off Doomsday, but they did not kill off Lex Luthor.
Okay, but they killed off the Joker. They killed off the Penguin.
That's the old DC, though. But that's the old DC. That wasn't connective universe. I'm talking about in the DCEU connective universe. They didn't kill off Lex Luthor. They didn't kill off Steppenwolf. They didn't kill off Aquaman's brother.
Yeah, but they killed Bane.
But again, no, you're talking about the old DC. I'm talking about the DCEU. In the DCEU, they only killed one villain, and that was Zod. And Ares. They killed off Ares. But
in Dark Knight, didn't they kill Bane?
Dude, you're talking about the old DC. I'm talking about the DCEU. It's two completely different things.
Okay.
The Dark Knight trilogy was its own standalone trilogy. It wasn't connected to anything else. The DCEU, they've only killed Ares and Zod. Steppenwolf is still alive. Ocean Master is still alive. Lex Luthor is still alive.
Mantis is still alive.
Black Manta is still alive. So Marvel is the one killing all their characters. Like, they killed Ironmonger, Whiplash, well, Red Skull was kind of dead, but you know, like the MCU's like fucking what was Michael B. Jordan's character's name?
Killmonger.
Killmonger. They killed him off.
Claw.
Lucy, that pissed me off.
Yeah, they shouldn't have killed Claw.
They should have saved him for at least one more movie. I mean, it showed Michael B. Jordan was a badass, but still, man, it's Claw. You should have saved him for one more movie, man.
And you killed him off screen too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They kill off Ultron.
Ultron. Yeah. They kill off her, and Ultron is so hard to kill in the comics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they just.
It's almost impossible to kill off Ultron, and they killed him off pretty simple in the movie. Because like, I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna kill Ultron? He can literally be anywhere, and they just kill him.
Yeah.
Quentin Good's coming in the chat. What's up? What up, Quentin? Hope you're doing good, my friend.
What up, Quentin?
And there was a girl. What was the girl? The ghost? Didn't they kill her? Or did they save her?
Oh no, they didn't kill Ghost.
Yeah.
I only watched that movie once. I can't hardly remember.
I've only seen that movie once myself. I'm full honesty. I'm not a fan of
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah,
I like the first Ant-Man, but not the second one.
Yeah, I love the first one. I've seen the first one a few times. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I've seen it once in theaters, and then I was gonna watch it when it came out on Blu-ray. I bought it on sale, and I couldn't even watch it, man. I don't want.
I think Paul Rudd is the only actor that can make Ant-Man seems credible and believable.
Yes,
the way he plays.
I love him as Ant-Man. Like in Endgame, he was fantastic. In Civil War, he was fantastic. Ant-Man and the Wasp was just boring.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it was like, hey, we're on the run from Civil War. And it was like, there was no real stakes in it because Infinity War just happened. We just wanted to see if he got dusted, which he didn't, but everybody else did. So the movie itself didn't really have any stakes other than the fact that he was able to come back with that portal to send everybody back to get the Infinity Stones. But yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, we got a troll in here, and
what is he? What is he talking about?
I don't fucking know. Trolls be crazy, man. I don't fucking know.
Which one is it?
His name is Henry Eyes or whatever.
Okay, I see him there.
I don't even fucking know right now.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm pretty fucked up right now.
Are one of these guys blocking him?
Thank you, Alternator. I appreciate it.
I see one of his comments there. I'm like, are they blocking this guy?
I did.
You blocked him?
Yeah. I might be drunk, but I can see enough to block his ass.
Yeah. There's one comment.
I think Ninja was on him too.
Yeah. That's what's so good. I have a good moderating team, so yeah, get rid of his ass. But yeah, dude, like earlier I was freaking out, right? I don't know if Jason or Anzo saw, but I was streaming Batman and the fucking stream kept crashing. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I messaged my friend Nick because he's a computer genius. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? This thing keeps crashing. So I was gonna reset my entire computer, which would have made me lose all my stuff. But we went through, we looked at each of the programs that were downloaded for the past month, and we went in and we found this weird one called Spy something, and we deleted it, and thankfully everything worked out after that. But I told Nick, I was like, dude, I just need to get this to work for another month, and then I'm just gonna buy a new computer, because I'm doing so well with my daily streams now that I can actually afford to finally, after 3 years, upgrade my computer. So yeah,
that's good. Because I did mention in the comments that you should do a spyware clean. That's probably what was slowing down your computer.
Yeah. So. Because what's up, Danny?
I just say one of my buddies is like a tech, and he put this malware software on that, and I clean it every Sunday, and it helps.
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm very picky about my work computer. To me, this computer right here, this is my work computer. This is my job. This is where I do my videos and I do my streams. I don't do anything on here but videos and streams. Like I don't do porn on here. I don't go on any website. If I'm gonna watch porn, that's what this thing is for. That's what this thing is for. Pornhub on my computer. So yeah, I don't put games on my computer. I don't go on like MILFs are up or anything. No.
Well, you do know Pornhub was free since this whole thing happened, right?
Oh yeah, Pornhub's always been free. But...
No, the premium was free.
Oh really?
Yes. Yes. Yes, the premium was free. You just had to go click on the premium. Boom, you're good.
All right, guys, I'll talk to y'all.
Oh no.
Oh Lord, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I take my YouTube serious and I use my computer just for work purposes.
That's smart, man. It's smart because
because you go on those things and it might seem harmless, but you get like little bits of stuff on it, and eventually it ends up fucking up your shit. So if you only use it for work, and then it lasts much longer. Especially since I have a phone, I have a tablet, I have a PS4 and Xbox. I can just, if I want to wank off, I'll just go on those fucking things. Edward comes in. The way the Zack Snyder glorified the Watchmen characters and glossed over their flaws, the signs where they weren't like his take on Superman and Batman. Hold on, maybe I'm too drunk for this. Glossed their flaw, then signs were dude, can someone read that? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
The way Zack Snyder glorified the Watchmen characters and glossed their flaws, the signs were there. I wouldn't like his take on Superman and Batman. Okay, so he's saying because he glossed over the flaws of the Watchmen characters, he didn't think he would like the take of Superman and Batman.
Okay, so Edward, I love you. and you have a very good opinion. I just don't happen to agree with that opinion. I don't think he glossed over the flaws of the Watchmen. That movie was 99.9% accurate to the comic book. I mean, everything in the comic book was pretty much in that movie. So whatever was in that book was in that movie, other than the squid at the end. And Zack Snyder didn't write the script for Watchmen. David Hayter did. And I think he did a very good job writing the script. And I think he did a very good job portraying Batman in BVS as a flawed hero who just let shit get to his mind until he was finally awakened at the end and realized Superman is the symbol of hope that we all need. I just completely disagree. I mean, what do you guys think about it?
I disagree too. And you know what I find? I find a lot of people expected these DC movies to be like Marvel. You know what I mean? And I personally was happy with the dark kind of theme that they had going on. You know what I mean? Because it's a superhero movie. It doesn't always have to be happy-go-lucky and all that crap, you know? And a lot of people were just like, oh, no, this isn't like Marvel and this is like that. No, I absolutely like his take on Batman. Like I said, I think Ben Affleck is one of the best Batmans, and his Superman was amazing. Like, we all want Henry Cavill to come back. We all want Ben to come back. So
I agree. Like we were saying on the other chat, Enzo, that it's being served two different ways. You can't be mad at Marvel because they found a way that's been successful for them. DC just got to find their own way, and their way. So it has been bad. There's been one or two missteps, but for the most part, I like all the DC movies. I can't sit here and say I totally hate it.
Well, you look at the mishaps that have happened with DC. The mishaps that happened was because the studio interfered. You know, you look at Man of Steel, pretty well loved by everybody.
I don't think Man of Steel. A lot of people hate Man of Steel, but I don't. I think it was one of the better Superman movies.
I disliked it a little bit, but I still liked the film. It grew on me.
Out of all Superman movies, it's the third. Superman 1 is first. Superman 2 is first. Superman 1, then Man of Steel.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. We're on the same page there. But yeah, I think because I agree with Anzo here, whereas I like that it was different than MCU. I don't want everything to be the same. And the turning point was Suicide Squad. They tried so hard to get Suicide Squad to look like Guardians of the Galaxy, and then Justice League was just we know what Justice League was. And then
I watched.
Oh, go ahead, Danny.
Go ahead. I watched Suicide Squad yesterday, and I actually was like, I like this. I guess it was better the 16th time I saw it, I guess, whatever. But I actually sat through, and the relationship between Deadshot and Flag.
Yes,
I really like that.
The best thing about that movie. Yeah, so, and that's the thing. The DCEU had some missteps, but that was because of studio interference. If they would have left the BVS, the Ultimate Cut out, it would have been much better than what we got. If they would have let Snyder finish Justice League, it would have been better than they got. You know, they left Patty Jenkins alone, and look how good Wonder Woman came out. They left James Wan alone. Look how good Aquaman came out. You know, they got to stop interfering with these directors. And like you said about Suicide Squad, I don't think Suicide Squad is, if we're going by technical, okay, if we're going by like script, acting, directing, and cutting, I don't think Suicide Squad is a good movie. However, if we're just looking at it as a film and not adding all that stuff in, it's a fun, entertaining film. Will Smith as Deadshot and Rick Flag have the best chemistry. These are two characters that hate each other, that by the end, there's a brotherhood between them. And that's the sign of good storyteller. When you can set up two characters that don't like each other, like you look at one of my favorite movies of all time, Lethal Weapon. You look at Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Beginning of the movie, they don't like each other. At the end of the movie, they're willing to die for one another. Same thing with Rick Flag and Deadshot by the end of Suicide Squad. That's a sign of a good storyteller. The movie might have a lot of problems, like with the whole Joker and Enchantress, but if you look at the characters work. It's just the studio interfered. You know,
to me, from the point where they think when Deadshot misses Harley Quinn intentionally, from that point on, the movie improves a whole lot to me.
I agree with you on that one. I agree with you.
When they're sitting in the bar and talking,
That was my favorite scene of the whole movie. That bar scene is my favorite. The part when she asked Diablo, like, you killed him, like,
you own that shit.
Boomerang's like, you killed him, didn't you? And then Harley's like, own that shit. Yeah, that's a very emotional scene. And imagine we could have had a whole movie that way if WB didn't interfere with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The only misstep in that movie was Jay Leno's Joker.
Yes,
and it was only certain parts, because the part where he was on the helicopter, it wasn't bad. But
he was such a small spot in that helicopter. But the whole point with him, like in the bar, going, oh, you don't want no trouble, huh? Or what would he say? No beef, huh?
Beef, yeah.
Like, why are you writing damage on his head? Do you think we're stupid? We don't know he's damaged. He's the fucking Joker. You don't need to spell it out to us. Like, Heath Ledger didn't have damage on his head. Jack Nicholson didn't have damage on his head. You know, he just felt like a cartoon character. That's the problem. Exactly. He felt like a cartoon character. Anyway, we got like 3 super chats. Let me get into them real quick. Rorschach said, Edward said, Rorschach's homophobia and following a hateful conversation in newspapers is absent from the film. Well, it's been about a good 6-7 years since I read the comics, so I'm not entirely sure on everything, so I can't comment on it. But like I said, the movie was about 99.9% accurate. It might have missed a few things out, but okay, he was homophobic. It was also written in the 80s where a lot of people were homophobic. You know, I talked about in the stream last night sucking dick, and how many people thought I was crazy for saying that because people are homophobic. So, it is what it is. Let me get the other super chats here. Edward comes in with another super chat. Spider-Man 3 and Punisher Warzone, different than the MCU, but they still bad. Being different doesn't equal or doesn't affect quality one way or another. True.
I agree with Spider-Man 3 being bad, but I like Punisher Warzone.
I hated Punisher Warzone. You want to talk about cartoon? Like the whole guy eating the guy's face and whatever. And
it was violent and gory, just like I think the Punisher.
Yeah, it was violent and gory, but everything like it felt like it wasn't real. It felt like everything was shot on a stage, and it didn't feel like. You look at Thomas Jane's Punisher, the one with John Travolta. Right, that you can tell was filmed in a giant city. Where Punisher Warzone, if you go back and rewatch it, it feels like they had it on a stage and everything was on the stage.
It looked like they might have filmed in Miami or Florida somewhere. John
Travolta was filmed in Tampa.
Yeah, I can tell some part of Florida.
Yeah, but it just felt small and like low budget. I actually think the Dolph Lundgren movie was better, to be honest. Yeah. Story wise, yeah. Maybe it's the fireball talking. I don't know.
I think it's the fireball.
It's the fireball. Hold on, let me get the super chats. Whoa, okay, that was the last one. I thought for sure I saw another one pop in. Well, I guess I'm just fucked up.
I wanted to go back to one thing though about the Marvel and DC.
Yeah,
like, Marvel has 22 movies. Not all of them are good.
No.
DC was just starting out. You know what I mean? They needed to stay the course, keep doing what they were doing. They would have got better. You know, people would have said, okay, you know what? This is the way they're going. And the stories were getting better. Like I said, Aquaman was good. Wonder Woman was good. So they could have kept that.
Here's off the top of your head, what's the worst 3 Marvel movies?
Thor 2 Dark World, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home.
No. Iron Man 3 is worse than both those movies.
Okay. I'll change my opinion. Thor Dark World, Iron Man 3, and Spider-Man Homecoming. I'll keep Far From Home just because of Mysterio.
So you like Far From Home and you like Captain Marvel better than those 2?
Yes.
Wow.
Captain Marvel as a movie is better scripted, better acted, better written, and better directed. Spider-Man Homecoming is poorly directed, poorly filmed, poorly scripted. They had 8 writers on that goddamn movie. You know,
I'm not doubting that, but their villains alone are better than anything that Captain Marvel had.
Doesn't matter. Captain Marvel was still a better put together film than Spider-Man Homecoming.
And your worst 3, Danny?
The 2 that he said, and Good Lord. I don't. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
If I had to substitute, okay, I still put Spider-Man Homecoming in there. But if everybody gave me shit and I had to substitute, I would substitute Homecoming for Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
What's up, girl? What's up, baby?
For me, and one of them is going to be definitely an unpopular opinion, but Thor Ragnarok is in my bottom 3.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you like that movie? You trying to tell me that Thor 2 is better than Thor Ragnarok? Thor Ragnarok 3?
Okay. I liked Thor 2, and that's another unpopular opinion. And the reason why I liked it is because of the connection between Loki and Thor, especially at the end where you thought Loki was going to betray Thor again and it was all a plan. I kind of like that stuff, right? The movie itself wasn't that great, but when it comes to Guardians, Ragnarok, I love the first half of the movie. The minute they get to that planet, it just kills it for me. All the jokes with Hulk and the way they did Hulk was talking like a 10-year-old baby, like a kid. It just irks me, bro. I could watch the first part of that movie right up until Hela comes and I could watch it, but once it gets past that, no.
That's fair. If you're a fan of the Hulk, I can understand that.
I'm a big fan of the Hulk, right?
See, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, so I feel the same way you feel, but about Spider-Man.
I could feel that. I could understand that. Because when Thor beat Hulk, I was like, no, what the hell are you doing? No, I did not like it. Yeah.
I believe that if they would have had an older Spider-Man, it would have been better. I didn't like the teenage Spider-Man. I don't like the teenage Spider-Man.
I know why they do it, but I would like to see an older Spider-Man too.
Well, the reason why they did that was because you look at MCU, everybody's adult. They don't have a kid. So if they put a kid in there, then that brings all the little kids to the movie theater going, I want to be like Spider-Man. So I mean, the same reason why they did Captain Marvel, so all the girls can go in. I want to be like Captain Marvel because they want people to come in. How come you think they're doing a Shang-Chi movie so they can bring all the Asian people in and go? I want to be like Shang-Chi. They're just doing that to try to bring people in, man. It's all about this.
Yeah, I agree with that because I didn't know who the hell Shang-Chi was until they,
Dude, I've heard of him, but I didn't. I don't know anything about the Eternals. I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, neither do I.
But I believe Marvel can do it because we didn't know anything about Guardians of the Galaxy until Kevin Feige did his thing. So
yeah,
I have a little issue with Eternals, right? I think that movie might be more of an agenda-based movie, so I'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, same here. Let me get to the super chat. We got a big one coming in from Edward. As a comic, Watchmen is a deconstruction. It takes the question of what if superheroes were real and answers that would suck. Instead of being inspiring, they would be broken people that only let you down. Much like The Boys, if you guys seen The Boys, if superheroes were real, that's pretty much the way The Boys were saying. Like they would be dickheads for the most part. Pretty much Watchmen, they would be flawed superheroes that would fuck with their mind and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, I get your point 100%, Edward. I'm just saying, I think Watchmen the movie is a masterpiece. It's still my favorite. We see you, Danny. We see you. Get your head up above it, man. Yeah, I didn't expect Edward to throw in such a big ass fucking thing. But you're still blocked. I tried, Danny. I tried. Hopefully another super chat will come in, man. What was I gonna say? Another shot of fireball? Sure.
How many of you bought?
2.
And you went there to 2?
Oh yeah, I'm almost on my second one, but I have a bottle of rum.
Oh, you're gonna mix alcohols, Rob?
Yeah, if I feel froggy.
Jeez. I'd be over that toilet. Yeah, I'd be on that toilet, boy.
Bennett comes in with a super chat. The MCU didn't want to tell Spider-Man's origins, then they dropped him in high school anyway. Exploring his powers, that kind of defeats the purpose. Not to mention, I don't know what I was gonna say. You guys go ahead.
Well, the only reason why they didn't want to do the origin story is because how many times have we seen Spider-Man's origin story already?
I'm glad you said that. But then somebody gonna be bitching and complaining. That's not my Spider-Man. That's okay. You want something different? They give you something different. You don't like it, so they damn if they do, damn if they don't. In some aspects of
anything different. I wanted my Spider-Man to be Spider-Man. I'm sorry. In Civil War, when Tony went to his house and Tony asked him, "Why do you become Spider-Man? What makes you become Spider-Man?" And without saying anything about Uncle Ben, Peter said in a very sad moment, when bad stuff happens and you have the power to stop it, that's on you. To me, that was him telling me that he could have saved Uncle Ben and he didn't. He didn't have to mention Uncle Ben. We understood in that moment why he does what he does. But then when Spider-Man Homecoming comes out, it's completely, hey, what's up, motherfucker? Yeah, I'm Peter fucking Parker. Yo, I want to go to Homecoming and fuck this chick. It's good. They completely gloss over the whole point of him being Spider-Man. It was all about him being fucking Iron Man Jr. Fuck you.
I understand that. You know what I mean? There was a lot of Iron Man in it. It didn't bother me though.
No, not fuck you in general.
It didn't bother me.
People.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't bother me. It didn't bother me as much as it bothers you.
You're not a hardcore Spider-Man fan.
I'm gonna tell you what.
It's the same.
I like Spider-Man. Maybe not like you, but it bothered me more that in the first movie, the first Spider-Man had organic spider webs. That bothered me more than Homecoming Spider. What? Just if I'm gonna be nitpicky, that bothered me more than the whole.
Out of all the things you complain about, you're gonna complain about how.
I'm just saying. But if you're a purist like you are, then that should have bothered you too.
I don't like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Really?
I don't either. I always say Andrew Garfield is the best.
I think they're better than the ones we got now. To me, it goes Andrew Garfield, then the Tobey Maguire, then the Tom Hollands. You know, to me, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man had been the one that stayed the closest to what Spider-Man is. You know, because they actually have him doing science stuff and show that he's smart, and they have him doing stuff. You know, and people are like, Andrew Garfield's too cool to be Spider-Man. Motherfucker, did you read Ultimate Spider-Man? Like you can look good and still be a geek. That's not what Spider-Man is. He's an outcast, you know?
Yeah. And then once he finds MJ, then that's when he started getting his confidence and his swagger. It didn't show that.
Gwen, yeah, exactly.
I'm saying in the books.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Gwen so much, but in the comic books, when he married MJ, that's when Peter starts getting confident.
Yeah, that's like 200 and something issues in the comics. You know, that's way later. But the Tobey Maguire stuff, I don't know, man. It just never really felt like Spider-Man. It felt like it felt more like Spider-Man than the Tom Holland. But I don't know what the fuck the Tom Holland thing is. That's not Spider-Man. That's a kid pretending to be Spider-Man, in my opinion. You know, just like if you watch the new Spider-Man cartoon, the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, that's not Spider-Man. That's millennial shit. No offense to any millennials watching, but
you watch the one? It's called Maximum
Venom. No,
I watched. It's pretty good. They got a lot of the. They just introduced Mordo, Ironheart, the new Hulk, the younger Hulk. I can't think of his name. I've seen the comic books, but I've never seen him in real. I saw the second episode tonight. It's pretty good.
You see, I don't think I can get that. If I can find it like online or something, then maybe I can watch it.
Oh, XD, Disney XD. If you have that channel.
Nope. Oh, it's on Disney XD.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have Disney XD.
XD. You gotta set it. I never seen the young Hulk, and that sucker, he's cocky as hell. And I never seen Ironheart other than in the comic books. Then her AI is named not Tony. That's it, but he sounds just like Tony Stark. So
I'll definitely check it out.
At work they have a lot of the Maximum Venom action figures out. That's how I seen it. But I don't have a lot of time to sit and watch TV. I was just telling Ango before we started streaming, I just now finished the Michael Jordan documentary because that thing is long. That thing is like 10 hours long. It's 10 episodes.
10 episodes.
So I right before I came in, I just finished the last episode. So I don't have a hell of a lot of time to what's up, Poe, man? Poe was in the stream earlier, but he had to sit down or go take a nap because he wasn't feeling good. So I'm hoping he's feeling better. But
DVR man saves me. Sometimes it takes 2-3 weeks for me to watch something, but good old DVR would save my ass.
I had to watch the Michael Jordan documentary. I was a massive Jordan fan as a kid. All these people going, LeBron's better than Jordan. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Old Jordan's jock straps.
Do you guys know I hated Michael Jordan?
Really?
What's wrong with you?
I was a Detroit Pistons fan.
Well, I was a Miami Heat fan, but I still liked Jordan. You got to respect Jordan. I'm not a Patriots fan. I still respect Tom Brady.
I do too. But Jordan was kicking my team's ass, bro. I could not stand the dude.
Your team should be ashamed of themselves. That punk asses want to out without shaking his hand.
Stop.
You know that wasn't right. You knew that wasn't right.
Okay, but
you knew that was a punk ass move.
But was that enough to keep Isaiah off of the Dream Team?
Yes.
No.
You watch that documentary? Nobody wanted to play with his hat.
I get it. Nobody wanted to play with him.
Why is Jordan getting so much heat for that instead of Chuck Daly? Chuck Daly was his coach.
Chuck Daly was Isaiah's coach.
That's what I'm saying. So why, if you're the coach of your and Isaiah's your guy, why you and the enemies, which is Jordan, y'all going out playing golf 6 or 7 hours a day, becoming friends, smoking cigars together and stuff? What's that? That's a slap in his face to Isaiah, ain't it?
Well, I don't know about that one, but everybody liked
watch the Dream Team.
Yeah, I know. I seen it, but Chuck Daly was the coach of the Dream Team, right?
Okay,
so of course he's gonna go out.
He had enough clout to say, "Look, man, we're gonna get Isaiah on here." He did because nobody else wanted him on there.
Yeah, nobody on there, man.
I don't know if he had enough clout to do that, but you're right. Nobody did want Isaiah on there. But if you go by skill, him was not better than Isaiah.
I ain't saying that, but him and then Michael Jordan. Isaiah Thomas' best friend was Magic Johnson. Yeah, Magic Johnson get a lot of clout. Why did he put him on there?
Because Magic Johnson and Isaiah ended up having some sort of beef, right?
Because they were a punk ass.
Documentary.
The Pistons were a punk ass. I'm glad he got voted off.
Bro, the Pistons were just physical. The Knicks were the same way. They did the same thing to Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen that the Pistons did.
No, they did it, but not to the extent the Pistons did. Did you see the documentary? They were saying
Absolutely,
bro. Man, Dennis Rodman said, "Man, I was there to hurt and punish them." He said that.
But Chuck Daly was the one that made the Jordan rules. Remember that, right? Chuck Jordan came up with the Jordan rules.
He approved it, but no. Isaiah Thomas sit and devised that plan in his damn room and said, "Look, this is what we're gonna do. We watch video film and say, man, we're gonna do this right here. That's the only way we're gonna stop him." They said if they keep his ass on the ground, they can control him. But if he get in the air, then they would ass would get stomped.
Right. Don't let him get to the hole. But at the same time, that's how basketball was back then.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller was the same way, bro. Reggie Miller and Michael Jordan had a fight because Reggie Miller was going off on him, man. Yeah. You know?
So it's just if somebody better than you, then you got a green light to just beat him up.
Basketball was much rougher back then, though.
I agree.
Just like any sport, you go back and look at football back then too. It was much rougher.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nowadays they call flags and fouls on every fucking thing. I know I'm about to read your super chat, Edward. Hold on, we're talking about or the Last Dance. Hold on, we want to talk about the Last Dance. Hold on a second.
But like you were saying though, that documentary just shows that Michael Jordan was the best of all time.
He was the best of all time.
The closest is Kobe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm not even a big Kobe fan. I remember
for his playing style.
Yeah. Well, Michael Jordan was beating up his teammates and shit, bro.
Dude, yeah, dude, he beat the shit out of Steve Kerr, and Steve Kerr's like, he made me better. He made me better, you know. So yeah, dude, like he's a motivator.
The only two players acting like they butt hurt now. That's Horace Grant and Craig Hodges.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan did tell the attendant not to give me something to eat.
Yeah. I seen all the reports when the documentary was coming out, because I watched Undisputed and I watched Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp going. Shannon Sharp's like, he's a fucking bully, and Skip Bayless is like, he motivated the team to win the championship. That's what a good leader does.
That's right.
And that's why LeBron James will never be like that. Because LeBron James, you see him.
You don't have the killer instinct.
Yeah, they're all dancing together and shit. Jordan was like, no. When we get in this practice, we're going hard. We're going hard. He didn't hold back.
And his team was afraid of Jordan too. Like when Dennis Rodman fucked up, like Dennis Rodman's like, dude, I know I fucked up. Like he was scared of Jordan, dude.
He came to the room and said, "Man, can I have a cigar?" And Jordan
yes.
He said, "Man, he knew that was Dennis' way of saying, man, I fucked up."
Yes. Jordan was a lot like Jordan. Not Jordan was a lot like, but Tom Brady's a lot like Jordan. Like he will hold the players accountable, you know, and that's what good winners do. That's what they do. They elevate everybody around them, you know. Anyway, let me.
Magic Johnson was the same way.
Yes.
Magic Johnson.
Oh yeah. And this guy right here on this team, Tim Duncan.
I'm actually a big Tim Duncan fan.
Why are you sure, bro?
Yeah.
I will say Tim Duncan is the best power forward of all time.
When the Spurs were doing their run back in, what was it? I think it was early 2000s, mid 2000s. I was actually going for them in all their championships. Yeah, I'm a Duncan fan. I like the way he carries himself off the feet or off the court and on the court. Yeah,
like chest pumping and no you see some of these guys, they go crazy and they didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you scored a bucket, big deal.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Was just hard work, get these championships and do your job. You know,
a lot of football players are like that now too. Like they get a sack and they celebrate like they won the fucking Super Bowl. It's like, dude, it's just one sack. It's the first quarter. You still got 3 more games, 3 more quarters. Anyway, let me get to the super chat. Edward said, we normally see putting on the costume as finishing a character arc. The Amazing Spider-Man didn't do that, and Peter still had flaws to get over. That's why I loved it. Exactly. When Gwen died, he knew he fucked up. You know, from the beginning of that movie, he said, I made a promise to your father that I wouldn't be involved with you because it would put you in danger. He ignored that for his own selfish reasons and ended up killing Gwen in the process, and he had to come over that, and then he wanted to give up being Spider-Man. It wasn't until Gwen's speech that he's like, I have to keep doing this because I have to inspire other people. But he was still a flawed character. Spider-Man in the comics has always been a flawed character. He was the cause of Uncle Beth's death. He was the cause of Gwen Stacy's death. He was the cause of Silver. I can't remember if he caused Silver Sable's death, but he was the cause of a lot of people's death in the comics. And he's a flawed character. No matter what he does, he tries to do good, but he fails.
In the Gwen Stacy example, she was kind of bullheaded too, because there have been plenty of times he told her, "Look, man, stay out here." But she, like with a lizard, she ran up there. With Electro, he doggone spiderweb her hand to the car. She was, Peter, what are you doing? And then she caught herself. So he tells her, "Look, keep your ass here on the sidelines." But she bullheaded. So her getting killed, if he would have cut ties like he told her dad, she would have been alive. But also now she brought that on herself, because she told him how to figure out how to combat electricity from blowing his wrist. She still had to be out there hands-on. She would have kept her ass safe like he told her to, and she might not have died that night.
Can I tell you that's one of my biggest pet peeves? Like when you tell it, like especially in the superhero movies, you tell the person to stay where they are, and then they come running in to help out. It's like, what do you think you're gonna do? You know what I mean?
They always do that in the movie. But that's the one thing I liked about the Tobey Maguire movies. There's not much I liked about them, but I like at the end of the first movie when MJ is like, I love you, and he's like, I can only be your friend, because he knew if he took her, it would only put her in jeopardy. And that's what Peter tried to do to Gwen at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 1 when he went up to her and she's like, "Where were you? My dad died and you weren't there." And how can he tell her? He's like, "I made a promise to your dad that I." So yeah, it was always there, and yes, in the end, it is his fault that Gwen died. But that was the life lessons of Peter. That's a lot different than other superheroes. Like Iron Man doesn't have that life lesson. Captain America doesn't have that life lesson. Iron Man doesn't have that life lesson. Peter, no matter what he does, the people he loves die. And again, that's why I'm a massive Spider-Man fan, because of this girl right here. Gwen Stacy. Love her.
I like Gwen Stacy, but Black Cat, boy. Ooh.
No. Black Cat is the one you want to fuck. Gwen Stacy is the one you want to marry.
So you take Gwen Stacy over Mary J?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not a big Mary Jane fan. I like her in the comics.
Mary Jane in the comics is sexy as hell.
Well, here's the thing. Mary Jane in the comics, like if you go back to the early comics that Stan Lee wrote, Mary Jane was a whore. That's what she was. She was the party girl whore that you would basically, cheat on your girlfriend with or go out on a date with. Gwen Stacy was the one with the college education, with the career. Yes. In the Sam Raimi movies, the girl next door, in the comics, the girl next door was Gwen Stacy. They just made her Mary Jane in the movies. Yeah. But Mary Jane has always been the party animal. Peter wasn't supposed to end up with Mary Jane, but when Stan Lee went on vacation, they killed Gwen Stacy off, and he didn't know until they got back. So then they're like, "Well, fuck, what are we gonna do now? Well, I guess we'll make Mary Jane the next Gwen Stacy." Yeah. So,
she walk in, you hit the jackpot, Tiger.
Yeah. I think I still have the jackpot comic, the one where she's like, I think my father-in-law bought it for me right before he passed away. The one where it says "Face the Tiger, you just hit the jackpot." But yeah, like even if you go back and look at the Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon, Gwen was a little nerd that was friends with Peter, who had her shit together. Gwen was the one that dressed the slut, or Mary Jane was the one that dressed the slutty and was like partying and dating Harry, dating Peter, So
I just like that Felicia Hardy when she turns her hair white. I don't like it when she's blonde, but when she turns her hair white, that Felicia Hardy.
Yeah. Well, Felicia Hardy is blonde, but when she becomes Black Cat, it's Black Cat. She puts on the bleach blonde white.
Well, on the cartoons, I think the Kingpin did something, and she can change automatically.
Which cartoon? Gotta be one of the newer ones.
On the Spider-Man, the old Spider-Man,
like the 1990 ones.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she wore a wig.
Go back. The Kingpin gave her something, and he gave her that Black Cat 9 Lives bad luck thing.
Dude, it's been so many years since I've seen that. I don't remember even that.
Some kind of experiment he did on her.
I'm like, how do you remember that, Danny? Did you watch it recently?
Yeah,
man. Don't you have
Disney Plus?
That's what I do.
Okay. I haven't watched any of them yet.
Oh, dude, you need to. You need
one
to,
of my favorite was Spider-Man's Amazing Friends, man. I love it, but Terrence thinks it's trash.
I love it.
Well, it's not that it's trash. It's just it's a product of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
That Spider-Man and Amazing Friends came out in the 80s, which was fantastic back then. But if you try to watch Thundercats or He-Man now, it's extremely outdated. It's just a project of the time. It's not that it's bad. It's just it really represents the era that it came out. Like if you guys watch the old school 1969 Spider-Man cartoon, back then that shit was amazing. You watch it now, it's like really outdated.
Yeah, I had a hard time with Gargoyles.
Yes.
What?
Gargoyles. Yeah, I loved it. I love Gargoyles, but I had a hard time watching it again. I really did.
Really?
Yeah, I really did.
Man, Goliath was a beast, boy.
Fucking Goliath was awesome. It's still,
I love it.
To me, it's still one of the best entrants in any cartoon. Where it's like, we're creatures of the night. And it starts playing like that. Dun, 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 dun. Like that music. The voice acting was amazing in that movie.
All the people on Star Trek was
Riker. Riker played Xanatos.
Yes.
Then,
yes.
What's the lady?
Keith David.
Troy played
the girl.
Mona.
Yes.
And Keith David was Goliath.
Yes. Well, Keith David, dude, that dude's like a fucking legend because he played the Arbiter and Halo. He played the Arbiter and Halo. Like that dude's just good at every fucking thing.
He was on voice too in the cartoons.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, dude, I loved Gargoyles so much so when I wrote my novel Ayer with Adam, the attack on the city was basically the first episode of Gargoyles when the Vikings attacked the castle at night. That was pretty much it. Was the goblins attacking the castle? It was basically me ripping off Gargoyles when the Vikings attacked the castle. I love that show. That show is so good.
Me too.
This party got it right. He said in Spider-Man 90s cartoon, Black Cat puts on her black mask. When she glows, her hair turns white.
Yeah. It's been a long bit since I've seen that show. So, yeah, I take your word for it.
The only Spider-Man I don't like is the one that MTV did.
Yeah, I can't watch that.
That gave me a headache to watch that one.
Yeah.
Which one?
MTV did a Spider-Man. It played maybe like 8 or 9 episodes.
It had, like the really bad CGI stuff.
Only thing I like, the music wasn't bad, but the other stuff was
Nicholas Rowe comes in with a super chat. Captain America 1941 comic. I don't know what that means other than
does he own it?
I don't know, dude. If he owns it, he's fucking rich, man. That fucking comic is a lot of money.
You know? I'd be like, Nicholas, where you live?
Do you remember the 1980 live action Captain America came on? I think it was 2.
I like that movie. Are you talking about the show or the movie?
I'm talking about the movie that came on, and it had.
Are you talking about the movie where Red Skull had his hand attached to the rocket?
I'm talking about the one where he would drive around
on the motorcycle. We're losing Danny here, guys.
Yeah, we're losing him. I thought it was me for a second. I was like, oh, my shit's level out.
Danny's so excited about the Captain America 1980s that he's breaking up.
You said you liked it though?
Huh?
You said you liked it though?
The movie from I can't remember if it was the 80s or the 90s. That first movie 80s. Came out where he fought Red Skull and they had like that rocket and then Captain America was attached to the rocket and he froze for all those years. You got to realize we didn't have that many superhero movies back then, so I liked it for the time. It's extremely outdated now, but at the time it was pretty good.
Can you believe I seen that shit in the theater?
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. My family didn't go to the theaters often. I got to see like Ninja Turtles, and that was pretty much it. It wasn't until I was old enough to go to the movies myself.
Seen the original Star Wars in the theaters too.
Oh, I didn't even get to see that. I saw those on cable later on.
I was 3 years old, right? But I still remember it.
You remember Star Wars at 3 years old?
No, he said he doesn't remember.
Yeah, I remember going to see it. I don't remember like when or whatever. But I remember
I was 7 when the first one came. Did it come out in 77?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 7 years old.
The first movie I've ever seen in theaters was Ninja Turtles. I still remember where I was, where we went, and the exact moment we went to go see it. My mom took me to this crappy little theater in New York. It was raining out, and we went and we saw it. And dude, I just fell in love with that movie. Fell in love with that. That was in 1990.
I loved it too, man.
It's still one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. I love that movie. It aged so well because they didn't use CGI. Everything's practical effects, so it aged well, you know.
And it was like gritty. It wasn't that jokey like they did with the second one. It was like more realistic, and you know what I mean. It was.
Well, the reason why Secret of the Ooze was so jokey was because the studio got pissed because the first one was so dark that they couldn't sell toys, so they made the second one. Because if you watch the second one, they didn't even use their weapons like at all.
Yeah, I know.
Where in the first one, Leonardo cut Shredder's arm with his fucking sword. You know. Like, I mean, they tortured Master Splinter, dude. Like, Raphael was dropping the D word every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would do that.
What's that?
I see it whipped Master Splinter's ass in the first one.
Oh, dude, but dude, Splinter fucking kicked Shredder's ass at the end. And Splinter didn't even have to do anything but just do this.
Flip him over.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Well, let's get to Nicholas's super chat, and then let's get to ending it. And and then we'll end it for the night because we're over past an hour and it's past midnight. I didn't realize it was that late. Nicholas said 1928, the assassin Liam.
Oh, flattery.
The book. I have no idea what Nicholas is saying in his super chat. Nicholas, you do know you can add more words, right? You're not limited to one sentence. Because you said Captain America.
Yes, he is. If you put more words, it's gonna be like the next thing gonna be like $4 or $5. You don't want to pay it.
No. Well, no. Once you pay $1, you can put as many words as you want. But the first one he says Captain America 1941 comic. Okay, what about it? And then he writes. In 1928, the assassin Liam, whatever the book, like I don't understand what you mean. I don't get it. I mean, you're paying for it, so I'll throw whatever you want up there you want to throw, but I have no idea what you're saying. Like, is it a topic? Is it a question? Is it a statement? I don't know. And I've been drinking way too much to figure this shit out. Just saying. But anyway, anyway, guys, you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about, or we're gonna end it for the night?
I just want to miss dance party. I just saw Hustlers last night, and you are absolutely right.
Oh, dude, you just seen it last night? It's good, isn't it?
Woo.
Oh my dude.
J-Lo.
When she came on there, I was like,
the first scene.
Where's ATM?
The first scene with her in it, the very first scene where J-Lo shows up and she just outshows all those bitches and she has all the money, right? I'm like, that bitch is in her 50s, guys. Yeah, she's in her 50s. And look at her. And then baby, if you're starving, come on over. I got something you can eat. But
I hope you're talking about pizza.
No, I ate all the pizza. I was talking about something else. But the one blonde chick from Riverdale is in it. And dude, oh my. All the girls in that movie I like that movie. That movie was underrated. A lot of people didn't talk about that movie enough last year when it came out. That was one of the better movies that came out last year. It was
like I read somewhere that she took a pay cut, or she didn't get paid very much in that movie. If I understand it.
J-Lo, yeah, you're right. Yeah, she did it like a friend or something.
It wasn't a big budget movie though. To be fair, she was playing a stripper. I mean, who can't play a stripper? I mean, I can play a stripper.
In all fairness, keep it on.
I was like, can we drop him from this one?
No, only I can drop myself. Only you can prevent forest fire. Nicholas comes in with another super chat. Let's see if this one is coherent enough. Nicholas says, Jennifer Lopez is married to Alex Rodriguez. Yeah, that's just a waste of pussy, man.
Lucky bastard.
He is lucky, boy.
Yeah. A-Rod's a fucking asshole, by the way. You know she's only married him because he's fucking rich, man.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't hurt herself neither, though.
No, she's not, but he's got more money than she does.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That dude got paid. His last year on the New York Yankees, he basically got paid millions of dollars, not even to play.
Mm-hmm.
So,
basically.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. I got Danny and Anzo's link in the description box below, guys. Jump over to their channel. I love having these guys on. Click the link. Subscribe to their channel. They put out some good content. Plus, Danny likes to stream. Anzo's always on Danny's stream. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Not sure if I'm going to play any more Batman tonight. I might call it a night, but keep your eyes open. Who knows? I might pop my ass in there. And
call Nikki over, Rob, and do your thing. Don't worry about streaming tonight.
Right. Fuck a stream.
Hey, guys, I'm a professional. I can do both.
Okay.
I can do both. I can do both.
I'll be watching that stream.
All right, guys. You guys have a good night. I love each and every one of you guys. Thank you. See, this thing fucking sabotaged me. It just bounced right up there. I love having you guys on. Thank you so much, guys. Jump over there, subscribe to their channels, and until next time, guys. As always, I am Robert Storms. A little drunk, but still, that's my opinion.
Peace.